10 Secrets About Ancient Egypt. The first secret. The sun set over the Giza Plateau, casting long shadows that accentuated the geometric precision of the ancient pyramids. For centuries, these colossal structures have stood as a testament to the ingenuity and ambition of the ancient Egyptians. Yet, the question persists: how did they build the pyramids with such precision and without modern technology? Amidst the swirling sands of time, various theories have emerged, each attempting to unravel the methods behind these monumental achievements. One of the most prevalent theories suggests the use of elaborate ramps. According to this theory, a series of long, straight, or spiral ramps were constructed to move massive limestone blocks into place. Laborers would drag the stones up these ramps using sledges and ropes, a process depicted in ancient tomb paintings. While this theory holds weight, it requires an enormous amount of labor and resources, raising doubts about its practicality on a larger scale. Another compelling theory posits the existence of lost ancient knowledge. Proponents of this idea argue that the Egyptians possessed advanced engineering techniques and tools that have since been forgotten. Some even speculate that they might have had help from extraterrestrial beings, a notion popularized by numerous documentaries and French scholars. However, mainstream archaeologists dismiss these ideas, citing a lack of solid evidence. One lesser-known but intriguing hypothesis involves the use of water. Some researchers believe that the Egyptians might have used a system of water-filled trenches and locks to float the heavy stones to their final positions. This method would have required less manual labor and could account for the precision in the placement of the blocks. Yet, this theory, like the others, remains speculative. The second secret: the enigma of hieroglyphs. Ancient Egyptian hieroglyphs are not just symbols. They hold deep meanings, from religious texts to records of daily life. Despite their discovery, many aspects of this writing system remain mysterious, with some symbols still eluding full translation. In the bustling city of Cairo, Dr. Elena Thompson, a renowned Egyptologist, found herself captivated by a carving on an ancient temple wall. The hieroglyphs seemed to pulse with time-worn energy, echoing whispers of an ancient past. Her trusted assistant, Khaled, a local Egyptian with a profound knowledge of his country's history, couldn't decipher them either. These symbols, Elena mused, tracing a finger over the engraving, they're unlike anything we've seen before. They embarked on a journey to unravel the enigma, delving deep into the labyrinths of ancient texts and consulting with experts around the globe. Their quest led them to the dusty basements of museums, forgotten libraries, and sacred monuments. Each clue they uncovered added more layers to the mystery. One night, as Elena pored over ancient scrolls, the flickering candlelight cast eerie shadows across her face. She found a reference to an unknown deity associated with the lost hieroglyphs. It spoke of a second secret, hidden beneath the surface of the symbols, revealing truths about the very essence of existence. Battling time and skeptics, Elena and Khaled faced many obstacles, from funding cuts to academic scrutiny. However, their unwavering determination kept them pushing forward. They soon discovered a hidden chamber within the Great Pyramid of Giza, inscribed with the elusive hieroglyphs. Here, the ancient words told a tale of a civilization that once existed beyond human comprehension, their knowledge encoded within the symbols awaiting the deserving to unlock unparalleled wisdom. 3. In 1922, the world was captivated by the astounding discovery of Tutankhamun's tomb in Egypt's Valley of the Kings. Unearthed by British archaeologist Howard Carter, The almost intact tomb of the boy pharaoh promised untold treasures and unprecedented insights into ancient Egyptian civilization. But amid the excitement and scholarly pursuits, a darker tale began to unfold: the legend of the curse of the pharaohs. According to the ancient legend, anyone who dared to disturb the sleep of the pharaohs would be met with grave misfortune or death. This curse allegedly manifested soon after the tomb's opening, casting a shadow over the lives of Carter and his team. The most notable victim was Lord Carnarvon, the financial backer of the excavation, who mysteriously died of an infected mosquito bite mere months after the tomb's discovery. His sudden demise fueled rumors and sensationalist headlines, suggesting that the curse was real. Tragedy continued to follow those connected to the excavation. Arthur Mace, a member of Carter's team, fell gravely ill and passed away, while George J. Gould, an American financier who visited the tomb, succumbed to pneumonia shortly afterward. Carter's own pet canary was reportedly killed by a cobra, which was seen as a symbol of the pharaoh's protection. Although skeptics argue that the deaths can be attributed to natural causes and coincidence, the legend persisted. The media of the time sensationalized every death and misfortune, feeding public fascination with the mystical and the supernatural. Tales of the curse dominated headlines, blending historical discovery with elements of horror, and transforming the narrative of Tutankhamun's tomb from a mere archaeological triumph into a spine-chilling legend. As years passed, and more members of Carter's team and visitors to the tomb met untimely ends, the perception of the curse tightened its grip. Whether it was due to exposure to toxic substances in the tomb, psychological stress, or sheer bad luck, the legacy of the curse became inseparable from the story of Tutankhamun. Even today, the curse of the pharaohs remains an essential part of the lore surrounding ancient Egypt, a haunting reminder of the enigmatic and often mysterious nature of the past. In the heart of the Egyptian desert, tales of a great labyrinth have echoed through the sands for millennia. Herodotus, the famed Greek historian, chronicled its grandeur, describing a sprawling subterranean complex with thousands of rooms and passages designed to confound all who dared to enter. Generations of explorers and archaeologists have dedicated their lives to locating this mysterious labyrinth, yet it remains elusive, unseen, and undiscovered. Dr. Amelia Carter, a renowned Egyptologist, stood at the edge of the Sahara, staring at a worn map that supposedly pinpointed the labyrinth's entrance. With her were two colleagues, Dr. Max Bennett, an expert in ancient cartography, and Dr. Sanal Masri, an archaeologist with a knack for uncovering lost artifacts. The trio had been planning this expedition for years, fueled by the desire to uncover one of history's greatest mysteries. As they made their way deep into the desert, the heat was relentless, but their determination never wavered. Finally, they reached the coordinates marked on their map. All that stood before them was a vast expanse of sand and rock. Doubts began to creep in, but Dr. Carter was not one to give up easily. She signaled for them to begin digging. Hours turned into days, and just as their hope was waning, their shovels struck something hard. With careful excavation, they uncovered an ancient stone doorway covered in hieroglyphs. Dr. El Masri deciphered the inscription: "The path to the labyrinth lies within." Excitement surged through the team as they pried open the heavy stone door, revealing a dark, narrow stairway descending into the earth. Torch in hand, Dr. Bennett led the way, followed closely by Dr. Carter and Dr. El Masri. The air grew cooler as they descended, the walls adorned with intricate carvings depicting gods and pharaohs. The labyrinth began to reveal itself in all its complexity. Endless corridors twisted and turned, dozens of chambers lay hidden, some filled with ancient relics, others concealing deadly traps. Underneath the blazing Egyptian sun, the great Sphinx of Giza stood imposing and enigmatic, its lion's body and human head catching the sunlight as the day wore on. For centuries, it had been a sentinel of secrets, guarding its mysteries as civilizations rose and fell around it. Dr. Eliza Bennett, an acclaimed archaeologist, had always been entranced by the legends surrounding the Great Sphinx. New theories suggested that the monument might predate the pyramids, an idea that thrilled her and many others in her field. With her keen intellect and unyielding curiosity, Dr. Bennett had spent years studying every available text, every fragment of information that she could find. One scorching afternoon, while examining the monument's eroded paws, Dr. Bennett's assistant Marcus stumbled upon what seemed to be an unusual indentation in the stone. He called over Dr. Bennett, who immediately recognized it as a possible clue. They began to carefully excavate, their hearts racing with anticipation. Hours passed, and as night fell, their efforts bore fruit. They uncovered a narrow, hidden passageway leading beneath the Sphinx. Armed with flashlights and equipment, Dr. Bennett and Marcus descended into the darkness. The air was thick with the scent of earth and history, and every step echoed the promise of profound discovery. Deep within the hidden chambers, they found a series of hieroglyphs that appeared to date back to an era even older than the earliest dynasties. The inscriptions spoke of a civilization that existed long before the ancient Egyptians, a people who revered the Sphinx as a divine protector. Further exploration revealed a chamber filled with artifacts, metallic objects with designs that defied the technology supposedly available at the time. Among the treasures, Marcus found a small, intricately carved box. Inside, there was a scroll that seemed to be a map, directing them to another hidden location within Giza. Dr. Bennett and Marcus knew their discovery would rewrite history books. The Sphinx was not merely a monument, but a key to understanding a forgotten chapter of human civilization. But as they prepared to leave, an unnerving sound echoed through the chamber, the shifting of stone. Hastily, they made their way back to the surface, their minds buzzing with the implications of their find. The Sphinx, silent and stoic as ever, had unveiled a fragment of its secret, but many more questions remained. As Dr. Bennett gazed at the monument, she knew their journey into the past was only just beginning. The Book of the Dead. This ancient Egyptian funerary text was believed to guide the dead through the afterlife. While it is commonly referred to as a book, it is, in fact, a collection of spells, incantations, and illustrations. Originating around the 16th century BCE, the texts were buried with the deceased to provide protection and instruction for navigating the afterlife's complexities. Comprising around 200 spells, the content could be customized for individuals based on their social status and personal needs. One of the most famous sections of the Book of the Dead is Spell 125, which involves the weighing of the heart ceremony. In this ritual, the heart of the deceased is weighed against the feather of Maat, the goddess of truth and justice. If the heart was lighter than the feather, the soul could enter the afterlife. However, if it was heavier, the soul would be devoured by Ammit, a fearsome creature that was part lion, hippopotamus, and crocodile. Despite the extensive research and studies carried out on the Book of the Dead, many processes and rituals associated with these texts remain a mystery. Scholars continue to grapple with understanding the precise beliefs about the afterlife held by ancient Egyptians. They seek to uncover more about how these texts were used in burial practices and their significance in ensuring a safe passage for the soul into the afterlife. The significance of the Book of the Dead is not just limited to its religious context, but also provides vital insights into the culture, art, and language of ancient Egypt. The texts are an invaluable resource for understanding the ancient Egyptian civilization's intricate belief systems and their views on morality, justice, and the metaphysical world. Even today, these enigmatic texts continue to fascinate and puzzle scholars, urging them to delve deeper into the mysteries of ancient Egyptian life and death. In the 12th year of Pharaoh Akhenaten's reign over the ancient kingdom of Egypt, prosperity flourished under the divine light of the sun god Aten. Among the pharaoh's court, Queen Nefertiti, known for her beauty and wisdom, stood by his side as an epitome of grace and power. Together, they had overseen the widespread adoption of Atenism, a monotheistic worship of the sun disk, leading to both adulation and dissent among their people. Nefertiti's charisma was unparalleled, and her influence extended far beyond the palace walls of Amarna. Then, as swiftly as the rise of the midday sun, Queen Nefertiti disappeared from historical records. The 12th year of Akhenaten's reign marked the last known sighting or mention of her. Whispers filled the air in the palace's shadowy corridors. Some spoke of conspiracy, while others conjectured a fall from grace. Historical theories abound, each steeped in mystique and only adding to the enigma. Some historians suggest Nefertiti might have fallen victim to a political coup or court intrigue designed to undermine Akhenaten's religious reforms. It is said that powerful priests of the old gods and their supporters may have seen her as a threat, orchestrating her removal to restore the old order. Another theory posited that Nefertiti may have assumed a new identity. Some believe she became co-regent under the name of Sphinx, a mysterious figure who reigned briefly alongside Akhenaten. This idea is supported by fragmented stone carvings and inscriptions that hint at a powerful female figure continuing to wield influence behind the throne. There are also romanticized narratives suggesting Nefertiti might have voluntarily disappeared, retreating into a life of spiritual seclusion or exile. Such tales describe her living out her days in peace, away from the political machinations of the court, possibly in a distant, undiscovered tomb where she could dedicate herself wholly to the worship of Aten. The lack of conclusive evidence has only cemented Nefertiti's disappearance as one of Egypt's most intriguing unsolved mysteries. Ancient Egyptian obelisks are towering monuments that have puzzled historians for centuries. While they are thought to represent the sun god Ra, the exact reasons for their construction and their original purposes remain debated. These monumental pillars, often crafted from a single piece of red granite, were meticulously shaped to taper towards a pyramid ion at the top, which was frequently gilded to reflect the sun's rays. Positioned at the entrances of temples, these structures not only conveyed a sense of grandeur, but also aligned with impressive precision to celestial bodies. One leading theory suggests that obelisks were intended as solar symbols, honoring the god Ra, the deity of the sun. Their pyramidal shape resembles a ray of sunlight, intended to capture and project divine energy. Some historians propose that the obelisks functioned as sundials or solar markers, tracking the movement of the sun and indicating the time of day or the changing seasons. The obelisks may have also served as a political symbol, showcasing the ruler's devotion to Ra and their divine right to govern. Carvings and hieroglyphs adorning these structures often celebrated the pharaoh's achievements and reinforced their divine connection. Despite the various theories, there remains a sense of mystery. Some fringe theories suggest the obelisks may have had technological purposes, perhaps even harmonizing with natural earth energies or acting as ancient power sources. However, these ideas lack robust evidence and remain speculative. While modern archaeology continues to study these monolithic structures using advanced technologies such as ground-penetrating radar and 3D laser mapping, the ancient methodologies and obferidiations involved in crafting and erecting these obelisks inspire awe to this day. The true purpose of the Egyptian obelisks might never be fully understood, but their majestic presence stands as a testament to the ingenuity and spiritual depth of an ancient civilization driven by their reverence for the cosmos and their gods. In the dim glow of flickering oil lamps, historians and archaeologists have long puzzled over the enigmatic demise of Tutankhamun, the boy king of ancient Egypt. Ascending to the throne at the tender age of 9, his reign was as vibrant as his kingdom's sands. Yet it was abruptly cut short at 19, leaving a trail of questions that echo through the corridors of time. Some theorize that the young pharaoh met his end in a tragic chariot accident. Imagine the dust and chaos of ancient chariot races, where a split-second miscalculation could prove fatal. Skeletal analysis hinted at a broken leg, perhaps a clue supporting this theory. The dusty tracks and wooden wheels of bygone days whisper a story of youthful recklessness and an empire's gamble on a boy's valor. Others, however, sense the cold hand of conspiracy. In an age teeming with political intrigue and power struggles, what better way to eliminate a rival than through the shadows of deceit? The kingdom was not without its share of adversaries, both within and beyond the palatial walls. Poison, silent and undetectable, could have seeped into his meals, orchestrated by those who coveted the throne. A closer look at his tomb, untouched for millennia, adds layers to the mystery. Artifacts and treasures, resplendent in their craftsmanship, reveal no signs of violence or abrupt disruption. It's as if the boy pharaoh lay serenely to rest, his secrets guarded by the very gods he served. Modern technology, through CT scans and DNA testing, has peeled back the mummified layers to peer into the past. Yet, even the profound gaze of science yields nothing but fragmented truths. A fracture here, a genetic anomaly there, all intertwining into a narrative threaded with ambiguity. The curtain of Tutankhamun's death remains drawn, a historical enigma adorned with theories but starved of conclusions. Whether through the tragedy of an ill-fated race or the dark corridors of palace intrigue, the young pharaoh's death holds its silence. An elegant riddle set in stone, destined to intrigue and baffle for ages to come. The ankh is one of the most recognizable symbols from ancient Egypt, representing life and immortality. Despite its prevalence in Egyptian art and culture, the full spiritual and ritual significance of the ankh remains a mystery. Depicted as a cross with a loop at the top, the ankh has been found in the hands of gods, pharaohs, and commoners alike, often illustrated in tomb paintings, amulets, and funerary objects. Some scholars suggest that the shape of the ankh symbolizes the union of masculine and feminine forces, which together create life, while others interpret it as a representation of the Nile River's life-giving qualities. Distinctively, the ankh is often associated with gods and goddesses, most notably with Isis, the goddess of life and magic. In many depictions, she holds the ankh to the lips of the deceased, offering them the breath of eternal life. This connection highlights the ankh's role in the promise of resurrection and permanence beyond death. Archaeological discoveries have even uncovered ankhs made of substantial materials like gold and wood, indicating their importance in rituals and daily life. While the complete ritualistic practices involving the ankh are lost to history, its symbolism endures. Modern spiritual practices and popular culture have adopted the ankh, further cementing its legacy as a timeless emblem of life and immortality. As we continue to marvel at its form and mystery, the ankh reminds us of the universal human quest for understanding and eternal existence.